American general to visit Guyana, flooding in multiple villages, Automotive partners to relinquish 20% of block, and this week's history profile. I am Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6154. Commander of the United States Southern Command, General Laura Richardson, will visit Guyana next week for talks on the bilateral security partnership between the two nations. Richardson is visiting Guyana 10 months after assuming duties as Southcom's commander, and nearly 5 months after meeting with Caribbean defense and public security leaders during the 2022 Caribbean Nations Security Conference in April. During her 2-day stay in Georgetown, she will meet with the President, Ambassador Lynch, and GDF Chief of Staff Brigadier Godfrey Bess. 2 fishermen who were missing for 24 hours have been found alive. According to reports, Rup Chand and Elaine Mandonka were working at sea when their boat ran out of fuel. The men left the Lenora Coca for sea on Tuesday afternoon and were expected back Wednesday morning, but never showed up. The following day, the family went looking for them with the help of the police. The 2 were found early this morning and were taken to Unity Mahaica on the East Coast. The president has promised that the government will give 1 million Ghana dollars each to 600 residents who have been allocated house lots in Region 9 and are expected to start construction soon. The president explained that the low-income houses in this region generally cost about 3 million Ghana dollars, and so the government will provide 1/3 of that sum, $1 million, directly to the home builders themselves. In addition to that, GBTI and the New Building Society have agreed to finance the remaining $2 million for the house at a 3.5% interest rate, which is the lowest in the nation, and they will be eligible for the loans without providing any collateral or a job letter. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is the 2016 Suzuki Jimny Sierra 4-wheel drive. It comes with regular and low-range 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth mark rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $3.4 million, or pay as low as $700,000 down with around $67,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. The showrooms are Lot 171, Peter Street, Queenstown, Lot 2, Lama Street, and tell them we can send you for this week deal. At least 100 persons residing along the Cuyuni River have been affected by the rising waters, mainly in the communities of Kaikan, Carbu, Rock Landing, Winamu, and Ederingbank. Flood relief supplies have been distributed to several areas already, and more supplies are scheduled to be delivered shortly. The CDC currently has an assessment team in the region to further assess the developing situation. 57-year-old homeless drug addict Raymond Mohammed has been jailed for 4 months for stealing vehicle rear view mirrors, something that we're told he often does. On Thursday, he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of simple larceny, admitting to the court that he would sell the mirrors to support his drug habit, admitting that he has a serious problem and is hopelessly addicted to the drugs. While expressing sympathy for Mohammed's situation, the magistrate still sentenced him to 2 months in prison on each of the 2 charges, ordering that they be served consecutively. Today, 38-year-old taxi driver William Ramsey was sentenced to 2 years in prison after he admitted to buying an unregistered handgun for protection. Ramsey pleaded guilty to the gun possession charges. He told the court that a few months ago he was robbed, so he bought the gun for his protection. In light of Ramsey's early plea, the magistrate sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment on each count, with both counts to run concurrently. I mean, as a taxi man, isn't he a business owner? I mean, come on, there could have been some way he could try to get a legally owned gun, but whatever. So, you need a part for your truck, and you looked your eyeballs out and can't find it? Did you check Powered Automotive? Get high-quality DAF, International, Freightliner, Bedford TM, or Scammell truck parts at the lowest prices at Powered Automotive. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck part at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck part store in Guyana. Now for today's oil update. Echo Atlantic Incorporated said yesterday they will commence one more exploration phase before they are scheduled to relinquish their claim to 20% of the Orinduk block offshore Guyana, shaving approximately 360 square kilometers off of the 1,800 square kilometer block. The second round will last 3 years until 2026, during which the terms of the license require 1 exploration well to be drilled. However, they are preparing to submit drilling commitments to the government before the year's end. Tullow owns 60% operating interest in the block, while Echo Atlantic has 15%, and Total Energies/Qatar Energies has 25%. This week, the GDF announced that retired Lieutenant Colonel Hartley Liverpool died in a U.S. hospital. Liverpool began his military career in the British Guiana Volunteer Force in 1955 and served in the GDF for 25 years. The GDF said he was known for his exemplary service, which earned him the Crown of Valor for his heroic actions on the early morning of Tuesday, August 19, 1969, in the New River Triangle during Operation Climax, launched by the GDF to regain territory. During the operation, it was Colonel Liverpool's feat of firing a machine gun while seated in the nose of a flying aircraft that was credited for the mission's success. End quote. According to the GDF, the CCV is the highest award of the Order of Service of Guyana, and Liverpool is the first and only military person to be bestowed with this medal. So, in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Liverpool, this week's history profile is on Operation Climax. Operation Climax took place in the area known as the New River Triangle. Suriname claims the New River Triangle area, which encompasses a landmass that is larger than the size of Jamaica. But in Guyana, we just know it as the southern part of the quarantine. In August of 1969, the GDF was sent in to clear out all of the encroaching forces from over the border and to recapture the Tigray airstrip, which was located near the Quarantine River in said New River Triangle. This operation was executed with maximum precision. Through this operation, the GDF managed to recapture the airstrip and cleared the area without any lives being lost. This culminated in a swift surprise attack at dawn on August 19, 1969, that forced many soldiers to flee back into Suriname, and several of them were taken as POWs by the GDF. This operation was one of the most successful ventures of the force. Though the operation was a success, Suriname's claim to the Quarantine River area remains a matter of contention since there has never been a treaty that clearly demarcated the boundary between the neighboring nations. Nevertheless, they have yet to encroach in the land since. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, K9 services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Yesterday, I asked about Trotman's resignation, and clearly, you all didn't care at all about that, as no one even answered. But here's what you all had to say instead. Damian Gordon says they're still giving CARES contracts to build the school. You know, honestly, you'd think that whole debacle with the Cato school would have really, prevented them from ever getting a contract in this nation, but hey, stranger things have happened in Guyana. It's Mika says, parents didn't get to uplift the grant because the person sharing it are telling us our child or children's names are not on the list. Well then, you need to inform the ministry of this ASAP. Farouz Mohammed Kadir says that he's a citizen of Guyana and he has yet to receive the family cash grant until now. But he saw that people started coming around again and checking names for local government elections, but the citizen benefit is not being heard. You know what, you're absolutely right. I didn't even get any of that Rona money either. They too gave me a pink slip and they just never returned. Don't you just find it interesting that they can never find you when it comes to giving you money, but they can always find you when it comes time to vote? Something to think about. So before we get to tonight's question, you can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for tonight's question. What would you like to see us cover for our history segment? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. To check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Enrico Bulford saying, have a great weekend. And as always, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha-ha! Good night, folks.